Hey, thanks for clicking through to watch this video. So we're going to talk about home ownership. It's always a good time to buy a house. If interest rates are on the rise, then getting in early is always best than anything else. And if interest rates are starting to drop and you miss it, you could always refinance or do a recast. So all those strategies are important, but we're here to talk about the 8 items about home ownership. So number 1 is pride of ownership. So there's no better feeling of when you're driving home after work to a home that you own as opposed to a home that you rent. It's a totally different feeling, and I know that anybody who's a new homeowner, the first time they drive home, they are genuinely excited about driving home. The second thing is going to be home value appreciation. Did you know that in 2018 and 2019, home values here in the DC metropolitan area increased year over year of about 15%. So a total of 30% over a 2-year period increase in home value prices. So the average across the country, depending upon where you live, in the Midwest was around 22%. On coastal cities, it was about, 30 to 40%. So, but it varies from market to market. So let's take a look at that mathematical type of numerical process. If you owned a house valued in 2016 of $500,000, that house increased anywhere up to $600,000 to $700,000 in a 2-year period. So that is, how long do you have to wait to get a $100,000 or $200,000 pay raise? So there's a great reason to own a house. 3, mortgage interest rate deduction. So in the olden days, which I wish we still had it, if you bought a house, all the interest on your mortgage was paid off. So even on investment houses. So if you were paying interest on a house back in the 80s up until I think it was 91 when they got rid of this, all that interest was tax deductible. Now the only tax deduction you have on mortgage interest rate is a house that you live in, which is called your primary residence. So the government encourages you to own a house. 4, tax deduction, what they call potential property tax deduction. So let's say that you need to replace a big ticket item, a roof, siding, windows. The government encourages you to maintain that property. So if you do something along those lines, you have to check with your tax person, and they can take a certain percentage of that investment in your property off year over year. So if you make $100,000 and you got a roof for $100,000 a year, you got a roof for $100,000, you make $100,000, so you can arguably get taxed on $80,000 versus $100,000. If your roof was worth $100,000, you take off $20,000 each year for the subsequent 5 years till it reaches the end of that. So depending upon what it is, you can write that off your taxes. Capital gains exclusion. So what does that mean? And you have to talk to your tax person. I am not a CPA, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a tax attorney, but you can exclude anywhere between $250,000 to $500,000 of appreciation. So if you bought a house for $1 million 20 years ago and now it's worth $2 million, your capital gains is really $1 million. But depending upon how you structure it, you could subtract $500,000. So now you're only paying capital gains on $500,000 versus a full $1 million. So there is capital gains exclusions, which you should think about how you can take advantage of that. Preferential tax treatment. What does that mean? Preferential tax treatment. Let's say that you have a home office or you have a small home-based business. You can write off a certain square foot area of that house as work area, and then you could reduce that from your tax liability as well too. And then building equity through mortgage reduction. So each month you pay into the principal. However, if you accelerate that using certain tools such as a Recast, you could probably have a house paid off anywhere, depending upon your cash flow and your personal discipline, 8 to 11 years, and you're done with your mortgage by using certain instruments out there. Like I mentioned, the Recast is one, first position home equity line of credit. But these are not exotic processes. They're just processes that people are just not familiar with. So homeownership is always a great idea. We have a lot of clients whose children have moved out of the area and are now going to colleges in different parts of the country. And the first thing that they want to do is purchase a house in that community where the university is for their child. So they have something, one, they're already making money. Two, they have a place to stay when they go visit their child. Three, they're getting these 8 advantages of home ownership. Additionally, they can write off their travel expenses. So for example, if they take airfare or if they have to drive, the mileage is off. If they go out to dinner, the reason why is because depending upon how they structure it, could be an investment property. So they have to go look at that property every so often. Just so happens that their child's there. They want to visit their child as well too. So these are all the different things. Again, I am not a tax attorney. I am not a CPA. I am not an attorney. So for more information, we do have people in our network that are excellent at this type of planning, and we'd be happy to introduce you to them. So again, Glenn Hughes here with 2-3 Homes. Give us a call if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. We've got the answer and the solution for you. Thank you. Hi, I'm Glenn.
Hi, I'm Gift.
If you or someone you know is looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate here in the DC area, we want to talk to you.
Contact us, and we also are licensed in Maryland, DC, and Virginia. Would love to serve you.
Call us at 703-707-0334, or you can visit us on the web at 23homes.com.